Hello, and thank you so much for joining us here. I'm Netta Iranpour, and here at CBS 8, we are working for you. We're getting to the bottom of problems that you've asked about, and we're looking for solutions. We do want to begin with the wildfires burning in Los Angeles. Firefighters are making progress on containment as winds slow down, shift direction. However, that could still change. San Diego has spent the past few days under a red flag warning due to conditions here, and thousands of customers were recently hit with public safety power shutoffs. CBS 8's Shannon Handy working for you and shows us how you can prepare for the next round of power outages.
These strong and gusty winds that help fuel the fires still burning in Los Angeles are what San Diego could be seeing from now through Wednesday evening. That, combined with low relative humidity, have led to a red flag warning, the second in just the past week. In an effort to prevent a fire from starting, close to 55,000 SDG&E customers have been warned their power could be shut off. Areas affected are marked in yellow on this map. Those potentially impacted should have already received alerts via email, phone call, or text. There are a lot of ways to prepare for a power outage. For starters, make sure you have a working flashlight as well as extra batteries. Also, it's important to have your cell phone fully charged and a power bank so you can recharge it without electricity. And when it comes to electrical equipment such as computers, cable boxes, or TVs, try unplugging them before the outage, or at the very least, have a surge protector. Limit opening your fridge or freezer during the outage. Placing frozen water bottles inside your fridge can help keep your fridge cool. For longer outages, consider buying dry ice. And if you're using a generator, unless it was installed by an electrician, portable and standby generators should not be connected to your electric service panel or an outlet. Some other tips include, if you have an electric garage door, park your vehicle in the driveway. If you have medical equipment, work with a supplier to come up with a backup plan, and keep extra bottled water and non-perishable food on hand.
Good idea to freeze that water, too. That was Shannon Handy reporting. Now, if you live in an area that could have its power turned off during wind events, make sure you sign up to receive alerts from SDG&E. You can do that by logging into your account. You can also download their app. As the fires continue to burn in Los Angeles, officials are warning generous donors to be vigilant against scammers looking to exploit the disaster. You're trying to do some good out there, but unfortunately some fake charities are using copycat names. Legitimate charities typically use .org, not .com in their website, so keep an eye out for that. Before making a donation, experts say to research that organization using websites like Charity Navigator or Charity Watch.
Look up the name of the charity and with terms like complaints or review, or fraud or scam, and that can help you determine whether or not that is a legitimate charity that you want to be contributing to.
Advice from an FTC attorney there. Never click on links that you receive through text or email. Instead, type out the site's address to find out if it is real. Potential donors should also be wary of crowdfunding requests. An effective way to try to verify these posts is to do a reverse image search. The devastating wildfires in LA stirring painful memories in Harmony Grove. That's where residents once fled the Cocos fire nearly 11 years ago. Now these same neighbors are sounding the alarm about a proposed housing development that could sidestep critical fire safety rules. CBS 8's Abby Black working for you and shows us their concerns.
Harmony Grove families have defeated this controversial housing project before, and they're back fighting again. This time they fear that county officials will overlook fire safety codes to push this development through. We're working for you to find out what's going on. For Debbie O'Neill, who fled the 2014 Cocos fire, a proposed 450-home development with just one escape route brings back haunting memories.
Well, we'll die, and I don't want to die.
And with the LA fires in the headlines, that fear is only growing stronger.
Everyone's watching TV right now. Everyone's seeing the LA fires and wondering, well, when's it going to hit us, right?
The proposed Harmony Grove Village South would add 453 new homes to the area off of Country Club Drive in an unincorporated part of the county near Escondido. But there's a catch. The developer can't get the property rights to build a second exit road. Their solution? Ask the county to waive the fire code requiring two ways out.
Well, if you can't find another way out, then it's time for you to find another place to build.
This is not the first round of this fight. In 2018, local residents sued the County Board of Supervisors after they approved the original project. They won, but on environmental and affordable housing grounds, not fire safety.
Think of a movie theater filled to the brim with only one exit and there's a fire. Well, that's what we're facing here.
I reached out to the developer, David Kovac. He declined an on-camera interview. Supervisor Jim Desmond, who represents Harmony Grove, would not comment before the board review. Now, the county did respond in writing, stating that the site would be safely evacuated based on several measures being implemented by the project applicant, including adding a third travel lane to the proposed bridge.
They're basically worthless mitigation. The problem with having one exit is that if that exit is blocked, everyone's trapped.
The Planning Commission will review the project in the coming months before it heads to the board for a final decision.
It's not that I'm fighting because I don't want people to have housing. I'm fighting because I want to survive.
A spokesperson for the developer sent me a statement. It says, in part, quote, quite frankly, they find it offensive that a small group of anti-housing advocates in San Diego would use the tragedy in the LA fires to advance their personal agenda. They say they look forward to discussing this project in further detail at a more appropriate time. Working for you in Harmony Grove, Abby Black, CBS 8.
And we do have a working for you update here. In November, we showed you this massive cleanup of encampments under Interstate 5 at Friars Road. Look what's there. It was an area known as the Island. CBS 8's Brian White working for you to find out if the encampments are back or if that area has stayed clean.
So we're walking into the Island right now at I-5 and Friars to show you what the area looks like now. And as you can see over here is where there used to be a lot of encampments.
The number of people that were able to find shelter means that there's that many fewer people generating trash.
No more encampments and no more trash here at the Island along the San Diego Riverbed as regular patrols have kept an eye on things.
Park and Rec has had park rangers assigned to this area. They come out every day, every other day. Neighborhood policing has been out here every week.
5 months ago, we showed you the growing number of encampments here. You can see tents, furniture, people cooking food, and using rafts to get back and forth. And in November, I showed you the massive cleanup by the city of San Diego when 78 tons of waste was removed. Franklin Coopersmith with Environmental Services tells me that even since then, they've pulled out another 3 tons.
When we were out here, there was still a lot of debris that was underneath the sand that required a little more tedious people going in, pulling it out. Altogether, 91 people were living here at the Island, and about 70 of them have transitioned off the streets. That's 14 into permanent housing, 35 into safe sleeping sites, 15 to shelters, and a half dozen reunited with family.
I won't say that all 91 have come out of an unsheltered environment, but we're continuing to engage those individuals every day and working to find solution.
A $3.6 million grant from the state is helping this work, and part of the goal has always been to return this area to its natural form and habitat.
Whenever there's people that are living in these areas, that brings along disturbance for the wildlife, it brings along fires, it brings along trash and other pollution.
Sarah Hutmacher with the San Diego River Park Foundation says the transformation here has been amazing. Without human encroachment, the wildlife has been thriving. And not only the birds and ducks, but a sea lion was even spotted here last week.
It's really, really heartwarming to see that after all the effort, after all of the investment, that, you know, this can be what it's supposed to be. It's great.
Outreach efforts are moving east now along the riverbed, and similar cleanups will take place in Mission Valley next. In San Diego, Brian White, CBS 8.
What a difference there. And coming up next, the city of San Diego zeroing in on 7 dangerous intersections, how a new plan could save lives. And later on, new homes are coming to Hillcrest, but neighbors have issues with the plans. What we uncovered after checking the permits. Welcome back here. The city of San Diego unveiled a new data-driven plan to improve safety at some of our most dangerous intersections. The initiative aims to identify high-risk areas and implement life-saving measures across the city. CBS 8's Abby Black working for you, breaking down how this program plans to eliminate traffic deaths and serious injuries.
When the city launched Vision Zero in 2015, they set an ambitious goal, 0 traffic deaths by 2025. While that target remains out of reach, the city is taking action. They're identifying 7 high crash locations for major improvements, like here on El Cajon Boulevard. We're working for you to show you how they hope that this could save lives in your neighborhood.
Yellow lights are flashing.
These new pedestrian beacons are supposed to signal when it's safe to cross, but watch what happens. Drivers keep zooming by. And during my time here, I even witnessed a fender bender at El Cajon Boulevard and Aragon Drive in the College area. On my way back, cars continued ignoring these flashing lights, nearly hitting me in the crosswalk.
Stop!
All this after the city invested $250,000 in safety measures here, including a pedestrian refuge island.
We absolutely know that safety is of the utmost importance to multiple users across the right-of-way.
While these safety measures are new to drivers, some residents hope it will improve.
Now, there's going to be a death here on this corner somewhere if they don't do something about it. Because people have no respect for anybody. They just,
CBS 8 obtained public records showing more than 430 traffic-related deaths since Vision Zero began, and that number keeps going up. Now, the city's zeroing in on problem areas, specifically intersections where 5 or more crashes led to injuries or deaths in 2023. They identified 7 of these high crash locations for immediate action. They're Kurtz at Rosecrans, 2 sections of El Cajon Boulevard in the College area, Miramar Road at Noble Drive, Briarwood at Paradise Valley Road, Pacific Coast Highway at Taylor Street, and Market Street between 26th and 27th. And if some of these sound familiar, they should. We've worked for you before, reporting on ongoing problems at both Rosecrans and Miramar Road.
Sometimes these crashes involve pedestrians and also motorists as well, looking at what is the root cause and what will be the best improvement for that intersection.
The city plans to add flashing beacons, enhanced crosswalks, upgraded traffic signals, and pedestrian countdown timers. While 5 locations can be improved immediately, 2 need additional funding and should be complete within a year.
I'm glad to see these crosswalks. They're probably expensive, but I think that's important.
Working for you in College area, Abby Black, CBS 8.
Hoping things are safer. The city of San Diego is warning people about this phishing scam. Does this look familiar to you? They say scammers set up a fake website that impersonates a city webpage using the city logo and all, and they're requesting payment for parking citations. People are getting text messages that say your vehicle has an unpaid parking invoice, and then it directs you to click on a website to open one up to pay the balance. CBS 8 spoke with one viewer who got that text, and he immediately knew it was suspicious.
Says to avoid disconnection, pay the fine. I was like, okay, whoever created this scam, I mean, they even did the wording wrong.
The city warns it's a widespread phishing attempt. Their advice, don't click the link, ignore the message, and block the number. A new apartment building coming to Hillcrest, ruffling some feathers of those who live next door to this. CBS 8's Brian White working for you. We gathered more details about this project.
Construction is underway for a new 8-story apartment building on Cleveland Avenue that will add 182 units to the local housing supply.
We want to be a part of the solution in helping people to find housing, and we know that one of the ways that happens is by making sure that there are more units available.
Reverend Dr. Caleb Lyons is senior minister at the University Christian Church next door. He says this property used to be the church's parking lot before they sold it to a developer, Avalon Bay.
Selling a portion of our land gives us a lump sum of funds that we can then invest, and proceeds from the interest on that investment helps to fund the ministry of the church.
I pulled the permit. 21 of the apartments will be dedicated affordable units, and there will be multiple levels of underground parking.
It's very frustrating. You know, it just seems like everything seems to be done under secrecy. You know, no public input.
Charles Kavanaugh owns a condo in the building next door. He showed me the view from his balcony that will soon be blocked by the new building, towering above.
I think it's going to be a lot darker. You're just going to have a solid wall you're looking at. We're not going to, I don't see how we'll be able to plant stuff, because how's light going to get in there?
I checked the permit. The building will come up to the property line. Charles has concerns about that.
How are the fire department going to get in between there to fight a fire if there's a fire in one of the buildings? Guarantee if there's a fire in one, it's going to go to the other.
The Reverend is aware of the complaints from some neighbors, but he stresses the benefits that these new apartments will add more housing options in Hillcrest.
The only way we really address that is if we are all willing to say yes in our backyard, if we're all willing to be a part of the solution.
I reached out to Avalon Bay for comment and did not hear back. In Hillcrest, working for you, Brian White, CBS 8.
And now, over 600,000 people, do not have representation on the County Board of Supervisors. Coming up here, the plan to fill a vacant seat and how much it'll cost taxpayers. The County Board of Supervisors voted to hold a special election to fill the vacancy in District 1. Supervisor Nora Vargas announced last month that she was resigning from that seat just weeks after winning re-election. CBS 8's David Gottfredson working for you and shows us what's to happen next.
The residents of District 1 deserve to choose someone they feel is right for them.
Public speakers on both sides of the aisle were in rare agreement Tuesday on what county supervisors should do about the vacancy in District 1.
We would like to see a special election because this gives the people of District 1 the control of who they want to see in that seat.
Es nuestro derecho que nosotros elijamos a nuestro representante.
It is our right that we need to choose who our representative should be.
Nora Vargas resigned as District 1 supervisor, representing Chula Vista and the South Bay, weeks after winning the election, citing personal safety and security reasons.
Nora Vargas should foot the bill. How she did it, when she did it, and now the taxpayers have to pay for a special election because that's how it's going to go.
Speakers may have been in agreement, but it wasn't always cordial agreement.
You have to have a special election. Obviously, it's the only thing that's fair. And I think it's great that you guys are just locked against each other until then. Maybe you won't be able to pass a bunch of crap that screws everyone.
When Fletcher resigned, the election expense was $5 million. It's probably going to be the same or more this time around. But the cost of democracy is invaluable.
The special primary election will now take place on April 8th. If no candidate wins a majority of the vote, the general election will take place on July 1st, at a cost of up to $3.3 million for each election.
Vice Chair Lawson-Remer, that motion passes unanimously with all supervisors being present and voting aye.
See how well we're all getting along and collaborating.
The Board of Supervisors currently is divided with 2 Republicans and 2 Democrats. Whoever wins the District 1 seat likely will be the tiebreaker for many future votes. At the Downtown County Building, David Gottfredson, CBS 8.
It certainly will be interesting to see what happens. And that is going to do it for us here. Remember, if there's something you'd like us to look into, email us at workingforyou@cbs8.com. Thank you so much for joining us here. We're going to see you next time. Have a wonderful day.